Hello everyone, today let's look into chapter 12 of the book of Luke. Jesus was on the way to the city of Jerusalem at this moment. So during this journey, he gave his disciples a lot of lessons. Today we will see through chapter 12 a lot of precious lessons which was given by Jesus. Chapter 12 verse 1, warning and encouragement. Warnings and encouragement. Chapter 12. Meanwhile, when a crowd of many thousands had gathered, so that they were trampling on one another. Jesus began to speak first to his disciples, saying, "Be on your guard against the yeast of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. There's nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known. What you have said in the dark will be heard in the daylight, and what you have whispered in the ear in the inner rooms, in the inner rooms will be proclaimed from the roofs. I tell you, my friends, do not be afraid of those who kill the body. After they can do no more. Well, I will show you whom you should fear. Fear him who, after your body has been killed, has authority to throw you into hell. Yes, I tell you, fear him. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies, yet not one of them is forgotten by God? Indeed, the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. Jesus says that God numbers all, even your hairs. God numbers. 6. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies, yet not one of them is forgotten by God? Being sold, 5 sparrows are sold for 2 pennies is a very small thing, very small. Sparrow being sold. Sparrow was being sold. Sparrows are sold. It is very small, but still God remembers. Not one of them is forgotten by God. What a amazing truth, amazing thing. Everything on earth, everything will be recognized by God. Indeed, the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. You are worth more than many sparrows. Don't worry. Don't worry. I tell you, whoever publicly acknowledges me before others, whoever publicly acknowledges me before others, the Son of Man will also acknowledge before the angels of God. But whoever disowns me before others will be disowned before the angels of God. And everyone who speaks a word against the Son of Man will be forgiven, but anyone who blasphemes against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven. Blaspheming against the Holy Spirit is the sin cannot be forgiven. When you are brought before synagogues, rulers, and authority, do not worry about how you will defend yourselves. Or what you will say, for the Holy Spirit will teach you at that time what you should say. Jesus says that we shouldn't be worried for the coming future. Even if you are captured by the authority and rulers and you don't worry about what to say, Jesus will teach you how you will defend yourselves and what you will say. So don't worry about. I will be with you. The parable of the rich fool. Someone, the parable of the rich fool. Someone in the crowd said to him, Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me. Jesus replied, Man, who appointed me an arbiter between you? Then he said to them, Watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions. And he told them this parable. The ground of a certain rich man yielded an abundant harvest. He thought to himself, What shall I do? I have no place to store my crops. Then he said, This is what I will do. I will tear down my barns and build a bigger one. And there I will store my surplus grain. And I will say to myself, You have plenty of grain laid up for many years. Take life easy, eat, drink, and be merry. But God said to him, You fool, this very night, your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for you? Who will get what you have prepared for yourself? This is how it will be with whoever stores up things for themselves, but is not rich toward God. This is how it will be with whoever stores up things for themselves, but it's not rich toward God. Do not worry. 22, chapter 12, verse 22. Do not worry. Then Jesus said to his disciples, Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, what you will wear. For life is more than food, and the body more than clothes. Consider the ravens. They do not sow or reap. They have no storeroom or barn, yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable you are than birds. Who of you, by worrying, can add a single hour to your life? Since you cannot do this very little thing, why do you worry about the rest? So we must stop worrying of life, because even though we worry a lot about life, we cannot add. We cannot add. Who of you by worrying can add? Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to your life? Nobody can add a single hour to our lives with worrying. So worrying is redundant. Worrying is not necessary, unnecessary things. So we should start worrying, believing in God, who is the whole creator, whole universe of the owner of the whole universe. 27. Consider how the wild flowers grow. They do not labor or spin, yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, how much more will he clothe you, you of little faith? And do not set your heart on what you will eat or drink. Do not worry about it. For the pagan world runs after all such things, and your Father knows that you need them. But seek his kingdom, and all these things will be given to you as well. Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. Sell your possessions and give to the poor. Provide purses for yourselves that will not wear out, or treasure in heaven that will never fail, where no thief comes near and no moth destroys. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Jesus continues, don't worry about anything in the world, because God is remembering what you need. So Jesus asks us to seek His kingdom, and these things all given to you as well. Chapter 12, verse 31, Jesus says, but seek His kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. Watch for this. 35. Be dressed ready for service and keep your lamps burning, like servants waiting for their master to return from a wedding banquet, so that when he comes and knocks, they can immediately open the door for him. It will be good for those servants whose master finds them watching when he comes. Truly I tell you, he will dress himself to serve. Will have, I tell you, he will dress himself to serve, will have them recline at the table, and will come and wait on them. It will be good for those servants whose master finds them ready, even if he comes in the middle of the night or toward daybreak. But understand this, if the owner of the house had known at what hour the thief was coming, he would not have let his house be broken into. He have not let his house be broken into. Have not let his house. You also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect it. The Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect it. Peter asked the Lord, are you telling this parable to us or to everyone? 42. The Lord answered, who then is the faithful and wise manager, whom the master puts in charge of his servant to give them their food allowance at the proper time? It will be good for the servant whom the master finds doing so when he returns. Truly I tell you, he will put him in charge of all his possessions. But suppose the servant says to himself, my master is taking a long time in coming, and he then begins to beat the other servants, both men and women, to eat and drink and get drunk. The master of the servant will come on a day when he does not expect him, and at an hour he is not aware of. He will cut him to pieces and assign him a place with the unbelievers. The servant who knows the master's will and does not get ready, or does not do what the master wants, will be beaten with many blows. But the one who does not know and does things deserving punishment will be beaten with few blows. From anyone who has been given much, much will be demanded, and from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. No peace but division. I have come to bring fire on the earth. I have come to bring fire. We misunderstand that Jesus have come to bring peace. But no, Jesus said, I have come to bring fire on the earth, and how I wish it were already kindled, but I have baptism to undergo, and what constraint I am under until it is complained. What constraint I am under until it is until it is completed. Do you think I came to bring peace on earth? No, I tell you, but division. From now on, there will be 5 in one family divided against each other, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. They will be divided, father against the son, and son against father, mother against daughter, and daughter against mother, mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. So Jesus came to bring fire on the earth. Jesus didn't bring peace on fire. Actually, Jesus came to bring peace as well to the people who are believing in God. But fire, the relationship between God, between the believers who believing in God and the ones who are under the fear of death, fear of sin and death, fear of power of death, under the power of Satan. Interpreting the time 54, he said to the crowd, when you see a crowd rising in the west, immediately you say it's going to rain, and it does. And when the south wind blows, you say it is going to be hot, and it is. Hypocrites, you know how to interpret the appearance of the earth and the sky. How is it that you don't know? How is it that you don't know how to interpret this present time? Why don't you judge for yourselves what is right, as you are going with your adversary to the magistrate? Try hard to reconcile on the way, or your adversary may drag you off to the judge, and the judge turn you over to the officer, and the officer throw you into prison. I tell you, you will not get out until you have paid the last penny. Thank you for listening to Isaac Bible Class. Have a nice day.